All right, we got 2:30 afternoon, August 21st, Thursday. That's South Shore, Long Island, Fire Island, and this is Hurricane Erin's whipping up some nasty, nasty rain. I doubt I'm gonna get anything. We're gonna go heavy. And see what we can get. Rumor has it the old breach opened up, so we're going to see what we can find out there. But that's a good trough. Let's see if there's anything home. What we can do. Wish me luck. It's going to be safe. I'm not going to be wading out too far, obviously, because the undertow is horrific. And we'll see how we do. So much water coming up and it's so flat. There's so much power in this. I have to switch to a weighted needle. I gotta keep pivoting to keep my balance. That's a breach. I don't know if I'm at the old inlet though. And there's something here. It's a big old chunk of wood. Alright, about a little more than halfway down to Old Inlet from Visitor Center on the Bins beach over here. And definitely washing through the dunes right here. The second spot that I've seen so far. The beach is very flat, so it's not giving much resistance. As you can see, it is angry. Some birds over here, other than the little pipers and stuff like that. You can see just, low tide was 12:15, it's 3 o'clock. High tide's 7, and the water's already starting to gently wash up. And it's funny because it looks like a nice, just soft, slow, but there is like, it's got, the only other way I can think of it is like, it's got torque. It's not moving very fast, but it's got power behind it. So this is gonna wash through. Now it'll open. Unless it's a constant wash through. This looked like it almost washed through. Basically, up with the fishing because that's a pain in the ass. Even with heavyweight stuff, it's just, it's ripping out there. Like I said, it's closer. Grabbing something out of the wash here. I don't see anything in particular. I don't see fish. See where out. Pull everything out. That's probably why you're here. That's the rip going out. You can see it's like a river just running back out underneath. That's the undertow. Okay, that wind ripped up. So basically, an undertow is water running underneath or running back out, and it stays underneath because the new wave comes in, pushes over top of it. So you get a slip over effect, I guess. I don't know. But it's two directions. You got the bottom going under, you got the top coming over, coming in. And that's what knocks people down. And you get pulled down and out if you get stuck in that current. That's where people get in trouble. I mean, just the waiting that I've done, I've had to brace myself standing this way to the current. I had to brace myself to the incoming so I don't get pushed back, and then the out, and then when it flows back out, there's so much volume and so much push and pressure that I have to brace it both ways so I don't get knocked over. So that's why I'm like, it's not really worth it. I brought my gear just in case I saw something. I got my waders in case the water comes up real high, but it's just the two different levels of up and down. And even when there's only one level of down, like I said, you know, it's coming in nice and straight as far as I'm concerned. It's not like ripping past like a river, but there's so much power and torque. You know, it's really dangerous. Easy to just walk out there, but when the next wave comes in, it's 4 foot deep. Wind out of the east is coming in, so anything I throw out there other than tin, even tin, you know, I was throwing, you know, I was throwing a 57 diamond jig, which is 2.7 ounces, almost 3 ounces, and that thing was just turning. You know, you try to throw into the wind, but you know, that's getting the line. There's a big bow in the line. By the time you catch up, you know, you can cast that way, but the bow is all the way over to here. By the time you catch up, your lure is all the way over here, and you're fishing maybe 30 seconds of it, of your retrieve. The rest of it just goes that way, and you pull them straight back on the beach. I tried throwing a needle, tried throwing a weighted needle, and you know, I got a darter here, you know, Super Strike darter, and nothing's really happy in this. And like I said, you know, diamond jigs, they're just, yeah, they fly great, but it's a fight. And that's if there's anything even in this, washing machine that you call, surf right now. I mean, it's building fierce out there. Not quite to the inlet yet. Here's another washout where there just isn't much doing here. The grass is here, it's doing its job, but it's not, it's not a high point like that, or, this is all relatively flat. It actually runs down towards the base, and once it gets over this hump, all that momentum is going to keep pushing. And the waves, they just stack and stack and stack. That stuff's not going to run back. Once it gets past that, where you see the seaweed, starting right there. It'll start here, but it'll trench this out. Once it trenches this out, I mean, you can see this. It just pushes right through, almost like a tsunami wave. So, and it pulls the sand with it. Like I said, it looks easy to just walk out there. Oh, look, it's nice and shallow. That next wave is going to come in. That's going to be 4 foot deep. And you have the undertow, you have the push on the top. That's enough to just take somebody and whoop. When you go down because you sink. And you get pulled out. That's all she wrote. I'm out here in waders. I got 3 knives on me if I have to cut these things open. These things, they fill up. I got a belt. I got 2 belts. I got a jacket over top and everything. But wearing a parachute. I think I'm pretty close to the inlet. Yeah, that's it. This little cut back here is the old inlet. You can actually see it's pretty, it's pretty low right there. I talked to the ranger, park ranger up at the visitor center. He hadn't heard anything, and they didn't, they haven't reported anything. But what he was saying is it was washed over, meaning the water has come over and just kind of like filled up on the backside, but it hasn't broken through yet. But you can see it. How the water's collecting and running back. And what that'll do is that'll pull all that sand out. Once you get a good cut and a good, current back and forth, especially with high tide coming, that'll pull all that out real fast. It takes one tide, to undo many, many years of buildup and even replenishment and whatnot. See how all that water just flows in and then funnels back to the center, and that'll keep pulling that sand out, making it deeper. And All that sand's getting pulled out, going right down the shoreline. Like I said, it's a east to west current. Doesn't look like it, but I mean, my lures are going like this fast, like a stream. Like I said, you can see how it just piles on in. The next wave, they come in, fast, right behind each other. The next one pushes a little bit further. After a tide, come back here tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. And this could all be gone. I mean, this whole beach could be going up to the dunes, up to the grass line. And I mean, it just keeps, once it gets over the hill, it just carries. I mean, look at that. That's just, that wasn't a particularly big wave or anything. It just had momentum. And you can see how it just running through there, coming and pulling up in here. And that was just real quick, just right over the top. You can see it's still, it's draining, it's pooling. Definitely see that it washed over. You can see it's getting close again. It's already starting to come up. Get out of here soon. Windy as shit. About an hour to get back. Windy. Coming. It's the bay. That's got to be a quarter-mile wide. It's actually, eh. Gonna have to walk on it. The whole side over there. Behind me. Time to get out of here. I'm gonna get maroons out here. I only got one cookie with me, one bottle of water, and a bottle of soda and stuff. Time to head back. Alright, that's going to be it for the storm report. It's supposed to get bigger tonight, and tomorrow morning it's supposed to be the largest waves. So, see if this opens up, see how much beach is left, see how the fishing goes. Alright, it's been fun, everybody. I'm going to focus on hiking out of here. Got out here a little later than I wanted to. But, you guys be safe out there. Don't take any stupid risks. It ain't worth it. Flowing in back over there too. Mother Nature wants it, she's gonna take it. Alright, see you guys next time.